Talk to Me. Talk to Me is a 2022 Australian supernatural horror film directed by Danny and Michael Philippou in their directorial debuts. The film follows a group of teenagers who discover they can contact spirits through a mysterious severed and embalmed hand. Plot: at a party in Adelaide, Cole desperately searches for his brother Duckett. When he finds him, he's in very bad shape, and everyone at the party is filming with their phones. An angry Cole yells at them to stop filming. Duckett approaches Cole and stabs him, then takes his own life. Sometime later, 17-year-old Mia deals with the anniversary of her mother Ria's death from an accidental overdose of sleeping pills and her distant relationship with her father, Max. Mia is at her best friend Jade's house. They have a very close relationship, and also with her brother Riley and their mother as well. Jade forgets to pick up Riley, so Riley asks Mia to go get him. She finds him with his best friend after practice. The other boy was smoking. As soon as Mia arrives, Riley throws the cigarette at him, but the other boy is very cheeky and tells Mia that before she arrived Riley had already smoked a pack. Of course Mia didn't believe him. She knew Riley was a good boy. On the way, while listening to Rihanna, they see something lying on the road. When they get off, they realize it was a kangaroo that had been run over. The poor thing was suffering. Riley asks Mia to end its suffering, but she doesn't dare and leaves it there, prolonging the suffering while Riley intensified her complaints to Mia for leaving the kangaroo suffering. Mia and her best friend Jade are invited to a friend's get-together, where they were playing certain games with one hand. Jade had already been seen in a previous scene watching videos of young people playing with their hand, strange scenes where they seem to be possessed, as if it were a Ouija board. Riley convinces Mia to take him, but when she sees it, Jade gets upset and tells her that there is no way she will go with them, which seems sensible to me. But Riley blackmails her that if she doesn't let him go, she will tell her mom. Jade tells her that anyway. Her mom senses that they would go out and find out. But Riley tells her that what she will tell is that she never went to pick him up and that she had to talk to Mia. Jade then gives in and they take him. The gathering is hosted by Haley and Joss, where the main attraction is a severed embalmed hand. Holding the hand and saying "speak to me" allows one to communicate with the spirit of a deceased person, while saying "I let you in" allows the spirit to possess the person holding the hand. To prevent spirits from becoming attached to the person holding the hand, someone must end the possession within 90 seconds by removing the embalmed hand and blowing out a candle. Mia volunteers to go first and is possessed by a spirit who displays a menacing gaze toward Riley. Joss and Haley struggle to break the connection, and the time limit is slightly exceeded. Elated by the experience, Mia joins Haley, Joss, and Jade's boyfriend Daniel at Jade's house the next night. Everyone, except Riley and her friend James, takes turns being possessed, summoning different spirits each time. Jade refuses to let Riley participate, but when Jade leaves the room and Riley insists, Mia allows her to participate for 50 seconds. Riley appears to be possessed by Ria's spirit, who tries to reconcile with Mia. But Mia freaks out and prevents them from finishing the session and the possession. She only wanted to talk to her supposed mother. She didn't care about Riley, that boy who she said was her little brother. She only cared about herself at that moment. She forgot that she was endangering a child, all for some absurd idea that she could talk to her mother who no longer existed. The spirits take over Riley's body and force him to attempt violent suicide. He is hospitalized in critical condition. Mia, now tormented by visions of Ria, is blamed for Riley's injuries and rejected by Jade and her mother, Sue. And this time, the rejection is entirely justified. Mia was a dangerous person, primarily to herself, and would pull anyone near her in, like someone drowning. After secretly taking the embalmed hand, Mia offers Daniel a night at her father's house. While platonically sharing a bed with Daniel, he witnesses the apparition of a spirit sucking his feet. Upon awakening, he sees Mia sucking his feet in a trance and leaves. Mia uses the hand to contact Ria, who insists that her death was accidental and that she must help Riley, who becomes possessed again upon regaining consciousness. Mia leaves the connection open and begins to see her mother without her hand, thus losing her sense of reality. The friends track down Cole, who explains that a living body naturally expels invading spirits. Mia, fearing that Riley will not have time, attempts to contact him at the hospital using the hand, but is instead shown a vision of Riley being tortured in the afterlife. At home, Max reveals that Ria's death was a suicide and apologizes for hiding the truth. Ria's spirit tells Mia that Max is lying, and Mia hallucinates that she is being violently attacked by Max. causing her to inadvertently stab the real Max. Rhea tells Mia that Riley needs to die to be free of her possession. Mia kidnaps Riley from the hospital, and Jade sees Mia pushing Riley in a wheelchair onto the freeway. Rhea tries to convince Mia to push Riley into oncoming traffic, but instead, Mia jumps into oncoming traffic and dies. Mia is in the hospital, where she sees Riley, fully recovered, talking to Jade and Sue as Max leaves in an elevator. No one answers her. Her reflection is absent in the mirror, and her hands are disfigured. Plunged into darkness, she sees a hand stretched out over a candle in the distance. She grabs it and is suddenly called to a party in Greece, where a guest holding her hand is urged to speak and tells Mia, "I'm letting you in." Comments. Talk to Me embeds in its narrative the worldview of its generation. It's the twisted vision of young people as they would experience a paranormal experience. In some unusual event, they wouldn't flee the place for fear of the unknown, they would just take out their phones and laugh like crazy, having serious fun, ignoring the fact that it could be harmful to their health. Because they behave like the dodo, they're unaware of the danger and don't know it will be their downfall. It's a bloody tale that, while giving us obvious double meanings about addiction, grief, and the darkness of loneliness, never loses focus on its true intention, that this is a horror film. In the director's words, we have the explanation of the ending. Even with the ending, people are trying to guess what happened. But if you really look closely at the screen, all the clues are there. Mia is a lost soul caught between two worlds and two planes, and the light is slowly fading. By the time Talk to Me nears its end, the plot has already made several things clear. The most important is that Mia, who held her hand for too long at the beginning of the film, remains somehow tied to the other side as an evil spirit tricks her into believing she's having constant encounters with her mother. Desperate to close the door keeping Riley in limbo, she heeds the intruder's evil intentions. Forced to sacrifice Riley to end it all, Mia ends up involved in an accident after which she is no longer the same. After discovering she has no reflection, our protagonist is drawn to candlelight, and we see that she is now on the other side of the hand game, being the one who can enter the bodies of new characters who, unlike her, are still alive. That is, yes, Mia dies in the car accident caused when she is pushed by Jade, and, being linked at that moment to another spirit, her own spirit ends up lost, drawn to that mysterious embalmed hand that acts as a bridge between worlds. In my opinion, there's a reason to go for a sequel, which, in my opinion, would be a good thing because the plot is quite compelling. Perhaps some characters and some scenes aren't convincing, but overall, the film would get a passing grade. One last comment about the supernatural: if a person leaves this world, they go to another plane and can't return. So, if an entity appears to you claiming to be a relative, friend, or partner of yours, it's highly likely they're not who they claim to be. There's something else. Ask an expert. So, just in case this exists, be careful. That's all from me, goodbye.